Hi everyone, welcome to another Smooth as Butter video. In this video, we'll take a look at integrating Butter with Google Calendar and Slack so that scheduling meetings using Butter is as smooth as using Butter itself. So let's dive right in. So when you open up your Butter account, you would see an option to start a session or to connect the calendar. Now you can obviously, even without integrating Butter with Google Calendar, for example, or any Outlook calendar, for example, you can still copy a link to the Butter and add it to your meeting room as the video conferencing session. But you can also make it a lot more smoother by just connecting the calendar and opening up to a lot more options. So we click the Connect Calendar button and then click on Sign in with Google, because in this video, I'm just going to demonstrate adding or integrating a Google Calendar. But of course, you can do that with Outlook as well. So once I click on Sign in with Google, it will ask me to choose an account. I will choose one of the accounts that I have and then give it some access to the Google account. Once I do that, it has linked my calendar. And so it is now pulling up sessions from my email address. So now that it has already linked with my Google Calendar, it already knows my schedule. It already knows the diary. So now I can create events directly from Butter. So I can just click on schedule and then just add a demo video meeting. And then I shall select the room that I want to add. So let's click on this one. Let's not worry about the agenda for now. It has already set some meeting times. Let's just move that a bit further up. And then I can invite some participants if I want to. I can add some description. Let's just keep that at the defaults for now and just click on Add to Calendar. So it has now successfully created the event. It shows me what the event is about. And of course, I can just start the session from here. Now, if I look at my Google Calendar, I can see that it has already created the meeting in Google Calendar. So it is syncing in both ways. And this meeting, if I click on it, it has the description. It has everything that I set from Butter. And then it also has how do I join the meeting, which is this nice little link over here, Join Butter. And I can just click on this link and it will take me to the Butter site to be able to join it. And if you're organizing it and if you're inviting everyone else, they will see something similar. Once they RSVP yes, they can just click on these links to join the Butter meeting room. So you can see it is so nicely well organized, so nicely well integrated, and all your attendees will need to do is just click on this link to join the Butter meeting. How easy is that? Now, let's say you're already busy with a lot of meetings and your Google Calendar is already pretty full. Now, when you come to Butter and when you try to schedule a meeting, so let's say for the next day, it is already synced with Google Calendar. So it already knows that there are some meetings already booked in your calendar, even though these meetings are not created using Butter. So it does still sync other meetings too. And it knows that you are already busy. There's already no space for a meeting. And that's when you can actually see your calendar right over here and then say, oh, I have a gap over here for 13:50, for example, or 13:30. So I can still create a meeting in this space. And then, of course, you can go in, add to the calendar, and it will again sync it back to Google Calendar and create a meeting for you. Now, let's say if you linked your Google account by mistake, that's not a problem at all. You can just click on your account and change your account if you want to link it with something else, or you can just remove this account and the integration will disappear. So you can, if by mistake you have added a linked a new account or a different account that you were not supposed to, you can always undo the changes. So it's a very safe thing to try out. Now, another thing that Butter really does is that if you have some meetings scheduled in Google Calendar, you can actually see them right over here. And it tells you that there's another meeting coming up in for today. And you can also add a Butter link from here. So it encourages you to do so. And of course, a glimpse of tomorrow's meetings as well. Now, in case you don't see these meetings come up, maybe because it is not synced right away, you can just click on this refresh calendar and it will do that. And now if you don't want to see meetings that don't have a Butter link, you can just click on this option to filter the meetings that only have a Butter event or Butter link from here. So maybe you don't want to see all your meetings from Butter itself. Now, one more really neat feature with Butter and your calendar integration is that you can set a default room to always be set with new Butter meetings. So what do I mean by that? Let's say if I click on the three dots for this particular room, Clyde's room, I can say set as default room. Now, once I set this as default room, if I click on schedule to add a new Butter event, you can see that this here Butter link, it has already set it as Clyde's room, right? But previously I had to set it manually. It was unset and I had to choose a room manually. But once you set a Butter room as a default room, whenever you create a new event, it will automatically set the default room as the Butter room for your event, which makes it a lot easy if you reuse your roles and if you add multiple events that require sort of the same room anyway. So that was the integration with Butter with Google Calendar. Now, speaking of integrations, let's take a look at what the Slack integration with Butter looks like. So I'm on this page, the Slack app directory, and I'll also link this in the description of this video, and everything will be linked in the description of this video. But what I can do is I can go onto this page and then add Butter to my Slack account. I can give it the permissions that it needs, and then it is basically installed it in Slack. So now if I head on to my Slack workspace, I can see that Butter has an app is installed in Slack, and it gives me some options on how to actually use the Butter app for Slack. So let's say if I go to a random Slack channel, or maybe even a DM, I can use the Butter shortcut and then click on and write start to start a session. And for the first time, what I would need to do is I would need to connect the Butter account. Now, so if I come back and refresh and then just try that again, so I'll use the Butter shortcut, write start, and then click on start. And now what this does is it basically adds a room or a session to this channel, and I can just click on start session. And so once I have started the session as the session host, if you go back to Slack, you would see that Butter has now added a message in Slack, which says that Clyde D'Souza has started a session on Butter, click to join. And now all the other members in this Slack channel can just click on this button to join my session. So just to be clear, the message before that Butter sent was only visible to me because I was just setting up the room for this channel. But the second message, once I've actually started the session, Butter has sent the message to everyone to get them to join or to notify them that a Butter session is now available and you can join the session. Now, what I can also do is I can use the Butter shortcut to see the rooms that are available. So I can see all my rooms that are available over here. Let's say if I choose this room, I can either start a session or I can set up the room from Slack itself. So that was a nice and quick and easy way to, integrate Butter meetings, Butter rooms with Slack. So let's say if you and your colleagues are on a workspace, Slack workspace, it is just a bunch of clicks. You don't even have to go to Butter. Once you have set everything up, and you can just create sessions and ask people to join them on Butter itself through Slack. Now, because we have also set the room as a default room, when we created a new Butter session using Slack, it automatically selected Clyde's room, which was a room that we set as the default. And that made it very easy for us to set up a Butter session and for everyone else to then join the Butter session from Slack itself. So that was it for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Do like this video, share this video with your network, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. In this video, just as a recap, we had a look at Slack integration with Butter and also Google Calendar integration with Butter. This makes scheduling a Butter meeting or Butter session very, very smooth, right from Butter or right from one of these apps that you've integrated with. Hope you liked this video and stay tuned for more videos to come. So, see you in another video, guys.